what is going on, everyone? It's your favorite jackal of racing, fighting, and role-playing games, Goddrifter here, and welcome to the crew. Now, you probably wondering, you guys probably thinking, wait a minute, why in the heck are you playing the crew when you have the crew too? Like, isn't this the way, right? Well, there are some things that most people don't understand about the crew versus the crew too. For example, not only that there's cops in the game, and they're actually pretty good, but there are other things that most people do not know about this game that many people actually fail to mention. So, there are a couple of cars that was in the crew, but not in the crew 2. And this is a really good example. The 2003 Dodge Ram 1500. Now, for those that aren't familiar with Dodge's SRT lineup, normally it'll be something that many people would uh, chill out and enjoy for. And yes, this actually was a vehicle that many people actually forgotten actually existed in the crew, but it's not in the crew 2. This Now, here's the thing about the Dodge Ram SRT10. The Ram SRT10 actually came with Viper's 8.4 liter V10, and this was basically Dodge's super truck in a way, along with a two-door cab as well as a shortened bed. This truck actually was able to achieve 0 to 60 in around 5.4 seconds. My goodness. So, and also there are other vehicles that I realized that they actually existed in the first game, but not in the second game. So let's continue down on this rabbit hole that is the crew, and see what cars are missing from the crew versus the crew 2. Wait, 2012 Vanquish. I think that's in the crew 2. Let's see. Yeah, that's in the crew 2. Okay. But it's actually a Ubisoft Award type car. Alright. Okay, I know like literally the Dodge is missing. That's one thing for sure. Literally the Dodge Ram. 5A Special is that's in the Crew too. But it doesn't have a long story short, it doesn't have a how do you say it? It doesn't have its regular counterpart. And this one just turned to the 458 GT3. C edition. Hub 1, MH1, 770R, MS-4, Gallardo, Huracan, Miura, Murcielago, Lazy Siege, Lazy Vora, Military Gran Turismo, MX-5, RX-7, 300 SR unlocked, C63 AMG Black Series, SL65 AMG, SLR 722, SLS AMG, Mini Cooper, Mini Countryman, McLaren 12C, McLaren F1, AMG GT, 370Z, Fairley Z, Skyline R34, Huayra, Zana F, Roof RT35, RT3400, Roof CTR. I think he. Oh, now here's the thing about this. I don't know if the. I know one of the roofs returned, and that is the and is this, which is the 3400K. And I know the CTR3 is in the Crew too, but I don't know if the RT35 actually legit returned from the first game to the second game. BRZ is quite understandable. There's only one Subaru in the game, and that's the BRZ, which is quite odd, if I have to be completely honest. And then there are the bikes in the game, which they're somehow more expensive, somehow as expensive as the cars. Now the GTR is there as a DLC for the Crew, and it's a regular in the Crew too. Same thing with the Wrangler, and same thing with the Maserati. Now, yeah, of all things, only two cars came to mind that in terms, no, three, because there's the BRZ, but yeah, one of these cars is in the Crew, but not in the Crew 2, which is quite odd to be completely honest. So I know the CTR and the 3400K is in the Crew 2. I don't know about the RT35. So RT35 and the Dodge Ram SRT10 it is missing from the Crew 2. Not gonna lie, I actually do miss those two so much, and it is to a point where it's literally driving me insane. Moving on, yeah, this was probably the most interesting vehicle that it actually added in the Crew, since it's a V10 powered truck. Who doesn't want that? Oh my god. But due to the fact that I end up with 370 subscribers, you gotta drop something that is, well, quite 370-esque. So, Yosemite time. And I can tell this basically is the facelift model. Alright, time to leave the HQ. Here we are in Miami, and with a sports car no less. The 2013, well, it's 2013 or 2015, can't remember, but the fifth model of the Nissan D70Z actually came around 2012, and this car, and I mean legit, this car actually changed the game for everyone when it first came out in around 2009. This is a 3.7 liter V6 powered, naturally aspirated type of vehicle, and yeah, it's probably one of the most probably the most typical of Nissan doing that. But this basically is what they made people fail to realize. This is basically a leader from becoming a Nissan GTR. While the Nissan D70Z has 3.7, the Nissan GTR is 3.8, and with turbos or along the lines of that. But when it comes to this car specifically, I guess you need to wait, nope, never mind. Okay, we're completely fine. For those that are not keen on the D70Z's history, well, I'll tell you, the Nissan D70Z first came out in around 2009. Well, in actuality, the concept of the D70Z came around in 2008, and its first debut is in 2008's Need for Speed Undercover. It was one of the many new cars that had Need for Speed Undercover, and heck, there was even a promotion to said car, and it was actually pretty interesting to say the least. Now, for those wondering what the engine model is for this vehicle, for many that may or may not heard of it, but the D70Z came with, unsurprisingly, a 3.7 liter VQ37 VHR. And this actually makes around 206 horsepower and made around 279 foot-pounds of torque. And it's 0 to 60 in around 6.1 seconds. Now, is it impressive for a naturally aspirated? Yeah. Is it off for a naturally aspirated just to make such a time? Well, yeah, it is, because most people didn't realize is that at that time, this car was going after V6 Mustangs, the Genesis Coupe with the 3.8, Honda Accord, the Honda Accord Coupe V6, and even the Subaru BRZ, sorta. And not to mention, this, along with the 280ZX, were probably the black sheep of the Z's, because everyone buys a Nissan 350, or they buy a Z31 or Z32, or even the S30Zs basically. And yeah, the Z30Z actually has a lot of aftermarket support for what kind of car, well, what kind of vehicle it is. So yeah, for the most part, it's kind of like that. Now, when it comes to the actual car itself, there are many, and I mean many variants of the G70Z that many people may or may not have heard of. And we're gonna start with the. Let's start off with the quite obvious one, the Nismo Badge. Now, in terms of which one is which, um, a lot of people didn't know that Nismo actually made a variant of the Z70Z in two different formats. First one being the long nose, and the one with the nose and the wing. While the other one is the Z70Z Nismo that you probably will have seen throughout the entire. I've seen a lot of times. They're being sold a lot of times. Um, but that was actually quite obvious. But there are other variants of the Nissan D70Z many people didn't know about. For example, the Nissan D70Z optional parts. This variant of the D70Z is from the Europe branch of Nissan. The optional parts is not only a bit faster than the Nissan D70Z, obviously its regular counterpart. The optional parts give it an exclusive championship yellow, and along with that, it had a black stripe that says 370Z on the side, kind of like a Porsche in a way. Next is the Nissan D70Z Vert, which is a convertible version of the Nissan D70Z. This specific model is the one that many people actually kind of get turned off at sometimes. And for some car enthusiasts, it's like, oh yeah, no, don't just get the coupe. The car is actually a little bit heavier than usual. It's like, you're kind of right. At the same time, I like being called a heritage for some reason. Don't ask me why. Anyway, along with the other variants, there's one variant that many people didn't know about, and that is the 50th anniversary edition the 50th anniversary edition of the Nissan D70Z. This variant actually came with a once again championship yellow, but this time it is full-on stripes all over the place. And yeah, and it says 50th anniversary on the side. And there's another variant of that, but the only difference between that one and yellow is the fact that it looks unfinished. Like, we're talking like this car looks pretty much unfinished, and it's like, what the heck is this? Like, come on now. But the thing is, driving the 370Z around, it's actually not that bad. I mean, some people give you a thumbs up, others be like, rev that mess, and it's like, this is literally a stock 370Z. Oh god. Okay then. Now, there is a Infinity variant of this known as an Infinity G37, which same engine, just the fact that the G37 have back seats, and is a bit cheaper to actually buy. You know, it's odd that, yeah, it's not gonna lie, it's quite odd to see that, one of the garages will be in Miami, and it's not even in the city, it's literally like in the outskirts of it. This is interesting. Following traffic rules, don't worry about it. Alright, now it's time for me to actually switch into a street version of this. And we're in the street version of the 270Z. Now, unlike many other games, this unlike the Crew 2, the Crew, you had to actually buy these variants of said vehicle, and yeah, we're going from the top all the way to the bottom. So be prepared. All right. So the first vehicle is this first variant is known as the street variant. This gives you access to street races in many ways, shape, or form. But many people didn't know about this. Like they were like, my God, getting sick tired of buying variants of these cars, and they're so expensive. But many people didn't realize the fact that figuratively and literally, they can actually just grind for parts in said vehicle, and they'll be golden. Except for the part where some people that actually have hit the level cap for some reason. Like it's legit weird. My goodness. Yes, I know my interior is all white except for the steering wheel. Yeah, it's one of those that it just takes its time to actually do. And also they usually come with nitrous as well. Except for the full stock cars. Full stock cars usually don't come with nitrous, which was a good thing until you remember the Crew 2. Every single car that you buy from there actually comes with nitrous, which is the weirdest part. Well, yeah, it's basically one of those that you have to take your time with, and you have to actually drive around street cars. If only we have indicators. If only we have friggin' indicators. But yeah, it's really interesting to say the least. Now keep in mind, I actually did like the 370Z. It was until like, okay, they're making this car for almost how many years, and they now finally now making them. But still, I like the 370Z. It's one of those cars that it's kind of like it's kind of one of those cars that you actually grew up with. Um, that was literally there for the past couple of years. So, for those wondering, so what I made those not wonder, I grew up in the 2000s, like literally, born in the end of the 90s, grew up in the 2000s, went to high school, went to high school around 2010s, graduated in the end of 2010s, and now a full-on college student in a full college student, and late 2010s as well, and 2020s, the late 2010s and early 2020s. Actually, I guess it's time for me to bring in some off-roading. If I can, okay, there we go. So if I can freaking find it, that is. Anyway. So yeah, this one was actually, you know, actually going up to this. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, it's been a while since actually driving around dirt vehicles, and the reason I stopped driving around dirt vehicles is because off-roading wasn't my thing. It's usually the asphalt that I actually like. So basically, street, perf, and circuit cars were for me, for the most part. But for many that are, I wonder, yes, Nissan actually was a rally team back then. In fact, one of the rally cars was a Nissan, well, it was three of them. It was a Datsun 510, it was a Datsun 510 or a Nissan Bluebird, a Datsun 240Z or a Nissan Fairlady Z, and last but not least, there was the Nissan March, which actually had it was a rally team up in Mexico. So, yeah, for the most part, it's kind of like that. And the D70, in the 370Zs, there's the sport that needs 370Z actually expertise are basically drifting and drifting and circuit racing. I doubt it made it's not like it didn't make a difference. It's like I doubt it be up for rallying because normally when it comes to rally cars, they're usually all-wheel drive. Alright, let's go on to the next vehicle. God, what the heck is that? Why is the 370Z at the bottom? What in the world? There we go. Well, so the perf spec. Perf specs are basically the ultimate street. The perf spec of the 370 is probably, well, not the 370, but in general, perf spec is basically the race all to beat all type of vehicle. These type of cars normally have around more than a couple horsepower more than stock, basically. And not to mention, they're very quick in turning. And the car signer was not helping my case. And again, so I was actually, driving around with things like these. And, yeah, it was good until, well, the physics happened. Oh my god. And I lost a bumper. The vehicle. But yeah, it was very interesting to say the least. Alright, now let's go on to the next variant of this vehicle, which is the Nissan 370Z raid spec. Now, in terms of the raid and circuit specs, you're the only cars that are, you're the only variants that you cannot customize the body. My goodness. Sorry, Van. But yeah, when it comes to cars like these literally have heightened suspension, and I don't know if it's true, but I think it's gonna do like a monster truck type, monster truck type donuts. Oh my god, it does. But the reason I was able to do this is because I'm holding both triggers. Alright, so up next is the final spec of it, because I don't have the drift, drag, or monster truck spec in this car, and that will be the circuit spec, if I can find it, of course. There you go, 2013 Nissan 370Z, okay. Now, unlike your race and unlike your street and perf spec, circuit spec cars are the ultimate road cars. These type of vehicles you usually see in track. They make double the horsepower and have the aerodynamics of a freaking plane. So, yeah, for the most part, these type of vehicles are essentially pretty good at going at top speed, and the acceleration is basically like a full-on bullet. My goodness. My goodness. Alright, hey, welcome to the live stream. But yeah, it's actually it's one of those games where okay, if he's doing those, then I'm out. This is unless I'm doing one myself, then this is interesting. But yeah, it's actually an interesting game to actually play around for a while. And for those wondering, this is actually my first ever doing the Crew 2 live stream. That's not a Let's Play. So yeah, for the most part, this is actually strange because this mouse actually play the crew, and there are some cars that I noticed that are not in the Crew 2. But they are in this game, so yeah, it's weird. But at the same time, if it works, it works. Except for the Dodge Ram. The Dodge Ram deserves to be in the Crew 2. Like, I know you're thinking, but we already had the TRX. We had the two Raptors, the first gen and second gen. We even had the Silverado. One more thing was like, we want the god darn Dodge Ram SRT10. Oh my god. Hashtag add SRT. Hashtag add Ram SRT10. I don't know if people are gonna be encouraged to do that. It's like, good guys, just add the RAM. Don't worry about it. Like, but the T. Wait, we don't. Wait, no. We talking about the talking about the legit Dodge Ram SRT 10, not the Ram TRX. That's cool and all. That's a freaking off-road vehicle. Like, come on now. But this will be in case a new car hasn't. Let's see, a new car hasn't come out in the Crew 2, to say the least. But so instead of Car Simulator, this will be in case. I'm gonna put it on PS4, like legit, like the regular, like literally regular PS4. And I see a beacon. Hold on a moment. And it's right by the train tracks. Well then. Alright. Huh. Oh, okay, it's one of the satellites. Okay. Now, this is the thing that they don't have in the Crew 2, where you literally have to manually find these full-on beacons in order to gain access to more of the map. It's Crew 2 or Crew 1. This is the original Crew. This is literally in case there are no new cars in the Crew 2, and actually, if I doing the Crew, I do well this way. Well, the difference between this and the other one is the fact that, for one, the Crew have cops. The Crew 2 doesn't, unless you count the security vehicles, if that's what it's called. And there's one thing that I know for sure that what's it called? That the Crew doesn't have. It is figuratively and literally, if I can find a vehicle, of course. What am I doing? I'm doing well. I'm actually doing well for now. If I can find a truck that is. There you go. This is the vehicle. This is not in the second game. This is the this is basically a 2003 Dodge Ram SRT 10. Well, touch needs to be heat. Dang, dude. I actually got burnt out of the USB heat actually, because I keep on streaming it and I done everything from driving all the cars to even getting more than $1 million and rebuild and redo all my cars, which some of the cars have some parts missing, but that's besides the point. Yeah, it's very interesting to say the least. But yeah, I actually really like. Here's the Dodge Ram 1500. The Dodge Ram SRT 10 is basically a hidden gem in this game. Like, a lot of people didn't bother, buying a truck, because it's like, okay, what's the point of a Dodge Ram if you have a Dodge Viper, and a Dodge Viper is lighter too? It's like, yeah, but it got the same engine though. Heck, there's even the Viper badging on the hood of the truck, which is interesting to say the least. And if there's one thing you can't go wrong with, it's the fact that this is a Dodge Ram with a freaking V10 attached to it. Not just any V10, a Viper's V10. But man, I just wish this car's in the game. I mean, it's not like the developers are listening and be like, man, I do realize a lot of people actually like the Dodge Ram SRT10. But for those that are in chat or for those that watch this video in the future, what are your thoughts about the Dodge Ram SRT10 not being Crew 2, but only being in one game, which is this game? My goodness. Hey, the live stream. There's gonna be a surprise and Friday because there is gonna be another game that is gonna be in the channel for a while until I can actually have myself coming back to, well, Need for Speed to say the least. Yeah, no, but yeah, it's probably one of those that it's probably one of those cars that many people didn't bother buying, but they buy it just because. And it's like, okay, this is actually a cool variant of the Dodge Ram. And the thing about the Dodge Ram is the fact that Goddrifter247 has a 1500. Midnight Club and almost everyone else had the literally the SRT10 model of this truck. Jeez, sun in my eye. Hold on. Oh, this. I can find a truck that is. My goodness. That's what happens when you have too many trucks. Things like this usually happens. Too many cars. Things like this usually happens. Dang, it's in the bottom? My goodness. Alright. So I saw a Super B. Oh, it wasn't on the cover. No, it's not just on the cover. It's also actually, man, I don't know if Dodge is stingy, but my God, I really just realized that the Dodge Ram 1500 slash Dodge Ram SRT10 literally appeared in only a few games, and oh my God, what other game that has? My goodness. Yeah, okay, yeah, not gonna lie. I think around the time of 2014 and older, Dodge was very stingy, and they insist adding the Viper in every single game, adding the 2011 Charger in every single game, and yet they didn't give this car a chance. Oh yeah, no, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole, unless I wanted to. That is, my God, dude. Dodge cars just didn't really pop out of the civilian and police vehicles. Which is weird because keep in mind, this is only speculation, but if I remember correctly, a lot of people actually full-on customized steps to mess out these Chargers, Challengers, and even Dodge Rams. And the weird part about it is the fact that the only time you will see trucks like these is if they're fully tuned or they're fully customized with aesthetics and basically having a lot done to the engine to make it look good. That's basically what it is. And then again, don't get me wrong, I'm actually quite familiar with a lot of these super trucks that the US has. For example, have you heard of the Cyclone? the Typhoon, the Trailblazer SS, the Trihawk, the Dodge Ram SRT10. None of those ring the bell? Well, oh, okay, because they're super trucks. A lot of people, when they think super trucks, they think of those specific 5. And heck, there's even something else, the Chevrolet 4x4 SS, which is a 7.4 liter naturally aspirated Chevrolet Silverado, and I think it is way too quick for what it is. And I know I'm calling trucks and SUVs, but still, it's a very, very weird thing to see for the most part. Now, there's one vehicle that I know that's also kind of forgotten. But yes, I have a problem since the take place in SUVs make them track spec, which is definitely a problem. A lot of people are like, man, why get a car when you can actually get a truck for literally the same horsepower? It's like, because we have a problem of turning trucks into freaking sports cars. It literally screams America. Yep. Oh god. Like, okay. The reason we make super trucks in the first place is so that if someone doesn't have the money to buy this specific vehicle, they'll have something that is a little bit cheaper, but gets the same exact experience, but in a different way. Which is what this Dodge Ram is supposed to be. It's basically a cheaper Dodge Viper. In one way, shape, or form. Speaking of one way, shape, or form, there's another vehicle that I actually wanted to bring out that I think was not in the Crew 2, but I think it's in the Crew. There it is. And that is this. This is the roof. Is it? You see that ram around. God. Now, what was the thing? Oh yeah. So this is the Roof RT35. This car, believe it or not, is basically the tuned version of the 991. Yeah, the 991 Porsche that came out literally came out around 2013, and it's been like that ever since. But for those wondering, okay, why do I think the RT35 is not in the game? It is because of one brand specifically, Porsche. Now, for those wondering, Porsche actually, stopped being signed to EA. So that means that everyone can actually use their vehicles however they wanted. And Porsche was one of those cars that literally had a contract with EA and everyone else, and everyone else has to use roofs. That's basically what it is. Well, except for the fact that 2 out of the 3 roofs actually returned from the Crew into the Crew 2. And yeah, it was the 3400K and the CTR3, but except for this vehicle, which is a bit sad really, because this is probably the most interesting Porsche I ever driven in this game specifically. And I'm going over 201, 202, 203, 205, 206. Oh Jesus! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! Even the doors are opened. Oh God! repair. There you go. My god. So yeah, Porsche official. And let's basically use RWB ones. Roof was, let's see, it wasn't just Roof, but there was another company, and you may have heard this because of Midnight Club. Oh, the unofficial Porsche. Yeah, basically. So while EA actually uses Porsches, anyone else either has to use Roof or a company called Gembala. Now, Gembala was another Porsche tuner, and they're responsible for the GT750, the Gembala Turbo Coupe, and as well as so the Gembala F355, which is a Ferrari, which is a tuned Ferrari F355 in branding fashion. So yeah, not only that, but it was the fact that Ferrari around that time was very, very, very stingy when it comes to having their cars in games. In fact, the reason why Ferrari didn't do so well is because there's only one brand, and that's Ferrari, which is weird. Any color body bring on them. Yep, that's basically what it is. And here's the funny part. Gran Turismo 4 had a thing called the CTR, had the Roof CTR Yellowbird, which is a 964, and it is by far the fastest roof that ever existed in game. That is not a Lamborghini. It's pretty insane of what the roofs can do. So yeah, long story short, while EA is getting Porsches, we were getting the fastest vehicle in racing game history. Like literally, CTR Yellowbird was probably, well, it was just fast. It was freaking lightweight. Like it had a featherweight of around, I think, 2,200 pounds, which in that fashion, it's basically the same curve weight that's in a Miata. And that is saying something. And for those wondering, that'll be the MB Miata. Now, I'm talking about the NA, because the NAs are way too lightweight for what it was. We're talking about the NB, which actually added only a few hundred pounds more, but eh. Oh god, it is because you have to find companies to get it done. You know, right? Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god. And heck, even Test Drive has gone roof, and you know, they're actually the ones that, and they actually have Ferraris in the game, but in terms of Lamborghinis, Lamborghini wise in Test Unlimited 2, there was none. In fact, the only time you actually get to experience something that's a Lamborghini Gallardo was through an AR8, which, in my opinion, is not bad, but come on now. My goodness. Oh, there we go. Later on, Test Drive was unlimited on PS2. Not really fun. Actually, it was fun for me. I actually grew up with that variant of Test Drive Unlimited. But then again, there's also the PC version called which is basically still Test Drive Unlimited, but it's mods. That's how much it. That's how much it was. That's how fun it was. It was like, wait a minute, this thing had mods, but you forgot about that. And Yeah, it wasn't as bad as many people saying it is. It was the fact that a lot of people prefer the Xbox version because of the pretty graphics and the extra cars they had. And not to mention they have freaking bikes for some reason. Oh god, okay. So yeah, and alright, so I'm going to be switching to a different vehicle, and you guys probably already know what vehicle that is. That's not in the Crew 2, but is in the Crew 1. And go all the way up, and there it is. And that's right, this game has this, the Subaru BRZ, which you can also make it the BRZ STI or BRZ Sport S variant. I don't know. I don't know what variant it's called, but there is without a doubt one of the cars that was in the Wild Run DLC, and it's not in the second game. And the reason being because I'm pretty sure I remember correctly, it probably is because of one company that is hogging out the spotlight in the Crew 2, Mitsubishi. Now, keep in mind, the cars that I retired picking the Crew 2 was pre-2015 Mitsubishi. Like here's the thing, we're talking Eclipses, 2000 GTs, Evos, the WRC Lancer. And there's even like 3 variants of the Evo 10 that, and I can actually get. That's besides the regular version of it, and only 2 out of the 4 of them are buyable. And yes, I'm talking about the regular one and the drift variants. Everything else, you had to go to the freaking seminar to get that. Oh god. Yeah, it's actually interesting to say the least. This game invitation. Leave me alone. Okay, please change the invitation options menu in the smartphone. Ay, ay, ay. But yeah, for the most part, it's kind of like that. It's very interesting to say the least. But man, this car is by far the most, and I mean the most underrated car that I've ever seen. Because when it comes to the Crew 2, everyone bought this car because, oh yeah, this car is new, I might as well get it, and didn't bother actually driving it or even race it for that matter. Okay, hold on, let me pull out and see the chat real quick. Okay. What's the normal racing game do you want to see? This game do you want to see a modern version will look like? If I had to, okay, there's one game I know for sure. I I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but it's gotta be the it's gotta be the Juice 2 Hardcore Nights. Even though that game, actually, yeah, that game, not gonna lie, the game is underrated, and basically it makes everyone's it basically majority of people actually bought this as their childhood gift. My goodness. And the reason why I say that is because literally Juice 2 is golden. Like it made everyone's childhood basically a memorable place is what I meant to say. Untwisted. It's this cigar is barely one. My goodness. Wait, where am I? Oh, God, I'm in Queens. I didn't realize I was in New York. I was like I was driving around in Miami the entire time and I didn't notice. My God. Is this a monster? Oh God. Okay. No. Oh, you're talking about these cigarettes. Yeah, I can see that. Uh, but there is one. Okay, I want to discuss one thing about the other about one of the other game that a lot of people be like, this game needs like this game needs a remaster along with like new like new bike. It's like, okay, that's not a remaster. That's a full-on remake, if anything. Like, there's a difference between a remake and a remaster, right? A remake is basically what Resident Evil is doing these days, which is the remakes of. That's what I was saying before the headcom actually interrupted me. What's that called? Oh yeah. In terms of the game remastering, it's basically as if they have the actual technology to redo the game in the first place. But then again, there's also the problem of licensing, and many people forgot about that. It's like, okay, if you want to actually recreate Need for Speed Underground 2 with modern graphics and modern parts, then there's a thing called licensing, and you might as well. And then it makes it a lot easier for us. Just add Spotify thing to the list. But yeah, it's very interesting to say the least. Oh God. Alright, so I'm going to grab the Bentley Continental. Wait, no. Actually, I'll probably grab the stock version of the Bentley, because I don't know, does not like to drive around a Bentley. If I can find it, that is. Paula, Martin. Man, where is it? Wait, did I skip it? No, I didn't skip it. Wait, no, actually I did skip it. Jesus. Oh God, freaking. Alright, ladies. Well, on. Kinda. It's like, will you stop turning? No. Like, but as I was saying, in terms of remaking the game, well, if it's possible, then congratulations, you make yourself a Need to Be Underground 2 remastered. That's totally not superficial. Hey, if it works, it works. But on the other hand, there is the remastering, which remastering is literally it's not was it's basically a re-release of a game, but it's in a different console. Like what most people are doing these days. Alright, let's take Burnout Paradise for example. Burnout Paradise and Burnout Paradise Remaster actually is almost the same thing, but the only difference is the graphics. As in, the game actually had some impressive graphics for around the time of the game actually coming out. And I can basically say the same thing with Needs to Be Hot Pursuit Remaster, which is actually I want to say a different story, but that's besides the point. Enter. There you go. But let's look at this one. Now, it is one thing that many people rather in the group in Juice 2 is the fact that there were other supercars in there that a lot of people just didn't bother with because they're like, oh man, the supercars will be expensive. Like, not that attitude, is it? Like, I kid you not. Literally, by the end of the game, you're basically a millionaire at this rate, with literally a full garage of cars. Well, you can't even race because it's quite obvious due to the fact that very exciting, and literally the cars that the cars you get are also from, you can get it in two ways. You can either buy it or you have to win a pink slip from it, which in that case is usually upgraded variant of the car that is in the previous tier or previous league. My bad. Anyways, in terms of the other things, so yeah, Need to Be Underground 2. Does it deserve a remaster, or should it just stay in the shadows, where most likely may or may not gonna get a remaster? I say it has to be the latter, because most people will be like, oh cool, a remaster of the game I played as a kid. I wonder how it holds up to this day. And it's like, you guys do realize that Black Box is gone, right? Like, my god. Well, now in terms of what kind of now, for most people that play Need to Be Underground 2, they're all about that realistic customization of the 2000s, and basically, aka the neon underglow, the speakers, the TVs, that's not TVs, the monitors, the amps, the spinners, the freaking hydraulics. You have doors open up or open the opposite direction. You can even have the freaking underglow on the engine bay. You hear me? The freaking engine bay of all things. Oh my god. And that's just a specialty shop. With the body shop, you can customize bumpers, side skirts, spoilers, hoods, roof scoops, and even wheels. And these, and keep in mind, the only time they on these wheels, the only time that I say that these are legit branded wheels was say that they were legit branded wheels at times. Except, and there's a giant except for the needs to be underground wheels. These type of wheels are purely fictional, and not joking when I say that. The heck? Alright, might as well just grab a freaking a performance version of said car. Or I can actually just grab a Shelby, because why the heck not? This dude legit trying to ram me. My freaking god. Hello, hey, welcome to the live stream. Which I just wait. It was right here. I could easily brought it out, but I was like, should I? I mean, it makes no difference because it's still a Bentley, but still. But man, I actually do wish I actually picked a different hood. I was legit getting changed about a freaking charger the whole time. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, basically, needs to be underground wise. I would say that both Underground and Underground 2 deserved a remake. Most Wanted, Carbon, Pro Street, Undercover, the Shift games, the Run. Obviously no, we don't talk about 2012 Most Wanted. And Rivals, Rivals you can actually get on the PS4. But everything else, I do believe they kind of deserve a remaster, because for those that didn't know, this was the first game to come out around the time of the Xbox 360. It was Xbox's first gen. Let's see, not first gen. It was actually, yeah, the Xbox's Nismo Most Wanted's first ever cross-generation game. That's basically what it is. Basically a PS2, Xbox, and Xbox 360, along with GameCube and PC. This dude literally on the map for some reason. Yeah, this dude on the friggin' map. Like, what in the world? Actually, I don't mind the aerodynamic spoiler. Actually, is comforting. Anyway, oh, sorry, I'm used to playing the Crew 2. Yeah. Anyway, so in terms of actually driving around, basically drive around this Bentley, drive around the other cars in the game. Actually, it's not a bad feeling to say the least. Especially if it's a blue and especially if it's a dark navy blue with table and boot brown interior that's saying something about it, then I don't mind it at all. Alright, time me to pull over. Alright. Alright, we're going with the Goddrifter247. This dude literally be on the map. What the heck? And what the heck is these? Don't mind me, officer. I'm actually just cruising around, trying to do the most appropriate mile an hour of their choosing, because I know how neighbors be, especially when it comes to this specific road. Oh my god. My god. Alrighty then. Actually, and this is one I haven't done yet, is actually drive around and bike in this game, and this is my only bike. Now, this is an Indian Scout, a motorcycle that is straight up American. Like, we're talking, this car was made around, I think, either Massachusetts or in Utah, one of the two. But still, nonetheless, it actually is very interesting to say the least. What street version? Okay, so this one. Okay, what's the difference between this and the regular version? I think there's between those two is literally just the color of the vehicle. I'm sorry, does it also has a freaking it has carbon fiber. What in the world? Yeah, it's actually Alright, I forgot. There's no nitro in full stock vehicles. Thank God for realism in this game. Unfortunately, the realism actually didn't do so well in the Crew 2. Because not every single car is equipped with nitrous. Alright. Where am I? Oh. Downtown Washington. Neat. My goodness. Oh, freaking course it's raining. And okay, so I am in Washington. Okay. Alright. And off and off. Oh god. So I was trying to check the map. Things like this usually happens. What's that? Oh, actually not. Oh, I was actually wanting to get out there and hand my butt back to Detroit, if anything. Okay, I can actually just go in the car dealer and set a waypoint there. My goodness. Oh god. Alright. But of course it rains. I mean, then again, basically, raining isn't the rain isn't a problem for me. It's the fact that, and around the Crew 2 before the Season 6 update, it would, I am vouching when I say this, constantly snow. Cause why the heck not? It's weird. But yeah, it is one of those that it just takes its time, and maybe then don't have to worry about anything else. Well, yeah, it's interesting to say the least. But yeah. Now back to GS2. Now, many people didn't know this, but the most overpowered car isn't the Sagaris, nor is the Koenigsegg CCX. It's not even the Zonda F Roadster. No, the most. Oh heck, it's not even the Celine S7, which is quite odd because normally these came in twin turbo. But and not he mean the most overpowered car in the supercar category, as in Juice 2 High Port Nights, is the Melly Hellcat. Now, those are not familiar of the Melling company. It is an American British company that came around the 2000s, and they cooperated to make, well, the Melling Hellcat. Now, you can, for the most part, many of you guys may have seen a resemblance between that and the Nissan GTR. Well, that's because the Melling Hellcat was inspired by the Nissan GTR concept car around the 2006 Tokyo Motor Show. Anyway, so the Melly Hellcat is powered by a V8, and let's just say this car makes way too much power for what it is. And well, long story short, the Melly Hellcat was in the game, and let's just say that it was way too overpowered and it was priced at nothing. Like, keep in mind that these so that these were like, let's say, it is one of the two cheapest supercar you can get in around the League 1 class. That being the TVS Sagaris and the Melly Hellcat. And the Melly Hellcat on here is by far one of the most overpowered cars you can get for a cheap price. And I know you guys be like, well, what about the CCX? What about the Zonda F? What about the Celine S7? No. It's basically it's literally my goodness, I really don't want to be mean, but it's literally the Virgin what's that called? The Virgin Celine S7 versus the Chad Melly Hellcat. And here's the thing about it. This car was a one of one made. Like, this car is by far the most insane vehicle to actually come out in around the time of, well, the 2000s. Alright, time for me to switch topics. So, due to the fact that Persona 5 is doing well, you guys want to see me play Persona 4 Golden on the PS4, or you guys want to see me play Persona 3 Portable for the PS4? Because those two are going to come out to all the consoles, not just the PS Vita and PC. Because, not gonna lie, I actually do kind of want to do that for the most part. But this will be right after the ending of Persona 5. But then again, that means I have to record everything, and that includes what's gonna happen during that time. Oh god, add a DV. But yeah, if I'd say what drew me into the Persona series, it was many things, but what I can say, how the series of games drew me in was, and this is quite sad, well, sorry Cubs, it wasn't you, it was someone known as the Cub Scouts, who which he literally let's play the original Persona 4, then he did Persona 3, and he did Persona 5, but due to the fact that he actually followed the rules, I did believe he finished the game on his own. I don't know, I could be wrong about that. Okay, that dude's literally AFK, and I don't know what that guy's doing. Anyways, and then I started watching other playthroughs of Persona 4 and Persona 3 and Persona 5, and I was going through YouTube and I saw this channel called Brandon Does Stuff, and it's all the reactions to specific scenes and Persona, and that's how I came across Kagero the Final Boss, who, in my opinion, is probably the most insane person I ever seen, but probably the funniest guy I ever seen as well, which is, oh my goodness, dear God, how it is one thing that mini games can do. It can break a person into no questions asked. And Persona 4, well, Persona 5 was one of those cases. And I am not gonna lie, the jokes were full on spot. It was funny as heck as well. It ranged from, okay, I'm gonna react those lines. Fierce Personas! No! Fierce Personas! No! To what's going on? I am the final boss facing north. Or my absolute favorite, and I know that Kago is getting really tired of this one. But it's a pig. It's pig. 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 That's an Optimus Prime, Optimus Swine Pig. A pig? It's a pig. It's a pig. Pig. Oh my god. And then the icing on the cake is the freaking Madarami's plagiarism farm. It's like Madarami's plagiarism farm. Yeah, it's like called the Madarami's plagiarism farm. Plant yours and get on again. Now I literally censoring myself for a reason, because I'm trying to keep this channel at least PG-13, even though the games are full on really immature games. But yeah, that's how I came across the final boss, and then yeah, it was pretty interesting to say the least. And oh my god, there's one scene I liked, was basically, keep in mind this was a long time ago, and I played Persona 5. Now I haven't played the entire Royal yet, but I have played the entirety of Persona 5, and there was a scene where Kagero actually picked who to hang out with on the last day. And it was supposed to be like Operation Babe Hunt, and it's like, no, I will not let this go down like this. Grab the ocarina, we're going back in time. It's like, oh my god, and this dude literally went back in time. I'm like, dude, well, reality has broken. What have you? Uh-oh. Shoot, so close. Ugh. As long as the fact you didn't get in the way. My god. Rim part 1. Okay, that's interesting. Continue on. Well, I guess I am actually almost there. But if we're going to Detroit, it gotta be an American vehicle, because I know for sure that no one's gonna bat an eye when it comes to an exotic car being in Detroit. But when it comes to this when it comes to American cars that were made in America and you went into the exact location, then it would make sense. Or okay, you can actually just grab a Dodge Ram Street version. Goodness, okay. Alright, probably made it, but that's not where we're going. In fact, where I am going is to go into a parking area, and so I can actually end this live stream, or lack thereof, a parking spot. Dear God, okay. Shoot. Okay, hold on. Oh no, okay, the Ram's fine. Just need to find a actual parking spot. Okay. Alright, time to go into photo mode. If I can find it. Or camera mode. Oh god. Hold on. Let's see. Vehicle. Okay, let's repair it. Oh, okay, there's new repairs. glasses otherwise. My goodness. Okay. Alright, so yeah, this will be the thumbnail for the most part. Anyway, that'll be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the first Crew live stream. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you see next. You can follow me on Instagram at Goddrifter247sun Production. You can follow me on Twitter at G27S. And last but not least, you can actually check out and join my Discord at Goddrifter Museum. And before I do anything else, please be sure to actually hit that bell, or so you know, not hit, that just that notification bell to be notified of all new stuff that's going to be coming in soon. And there's a Thursday, I will be streaming some GTA because I think it's about time we actually get to the dealership. So anyway, without any further ado, hope you guys have a dope Wednesday. This is God to sign off. And I'll see you guys next time. And also, what do you guys think of the Ram not being the Crew, but not in the Crew 2, as well as the R235 and the Super BRZ? So, yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for now. Hope you guys have a dope Wednesday. This is God to sign off. See you guys next time. Peace.